Can we?
boring stuff.
No.
People actually want to hear, right?
Give us a flying lesson,
All
Joel.
right. So,
Let's talk about this.
I guess the first thing you'll notice, I guess I'll go through it sort of in some kind of order. I don't know. I'll come up with something. So the first thing you notice is that it's got, unlike most mounts, it's got 2 gauges. So normally, like like a Raptor or something like that, there's just the 1 gauge, which is its jump energy. Dragon. So what's going on here is that this is still an energy bar. This lower one called like dash juice or something, and then the top one is flight juice because we don't have a real name for it. What that does is it shows you approximately how much you can keep flying. So if it's not a time, it's based on a difference between imagine there's some like canopy over you, and you can fly anywhere under that canopy. Like, do I dare bring up MSPAINT? Okay, so
all right.
Imagine that here's the ground, and here's your dragon, and then there's like this cylinder around you, and you can fly anywhere you want in the cylinder. But if you leave the cylinder starts to drop. So effectively, you get this like canopy thing. We are actually showing this. Is amazing. As you keep moving, the cylinder keeps dropping, and so you can fly as long as you don't keep moving, you can keep flying up and down, and then keep flying up. But eventually, you run out of flight juice, like so. So, for example, if I go all the way down, ground, I can go up. I can go down, up as long as I want. But if I start going forward, it starts to drop off. And now I've hit the top of my canopy, and now it's slowly descending toward the ground. I can still go down, go up, but I can't go as high as I used to. That is the most basic of things it can do is fly around like so.
Programmer art is the best art.
It is art. It is art in the most literal sense. And that I made it with a paint program. Anyway, okay, so the second gauge, which is this I'm pointing at, like you can see what I'm pointing at. this lower gauge here, the yellow one. And so normally what you use that for is a dash. Oop, like so. And it randomly picks which roll it does, but they're functionally the same.
Hydra.
Oh no.
I got it.
Hacks.
No more Hydra.
Hacks.
Some dragon on dragon violence.
Yeah, normally what you do is, as you run along, you're like, I want to go a little faster, boop, and you just go a little faster. It has a second use, which we'll get to when we talk about Masteries, but the most general thing is you're just using it for a little speed boost. It's not like super fast, but it's something. It counts. So let's talk more about little features on Flight Gauge, and one of the ways you'll see them. So the dash has a special thing where, while you are dashing, you can go beyond this flight canopy thing. So to bring back my lovely MSPAINT. So let's say our dash is red, sure. And so when you dash, you go to like, and then you dash. But if you dash and you're like near your canopy, you can go a little outside it before. And then eventually the sword resets. Is what it looks like. Okay. So you see I am out of flight juice, so I'm sitting at the top of the canopy. A dash. It's hard to see against the background. Let me go. Try it again. If you notice when I hit the ground, flight juice resets, like comes back because you've hit the ground. Anyway, so here, and I dashed. You see this little brown do it again. This little brown bit that comes in from the right side. So what that's showing you is that's how far over the canopy you've gone. And that got added as a way to solve. There's a confusing thing that happened. People would see that they were out of energy. So like if I'm here and I'm out of this flight juice, and sometimes you would descend, and sometimes you would sit still, and people were very confused. Well, why is it doing one thing versus the other? And the difference is, I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this thing. If you are, let's do, blur. So you could be sitting here, in which case, no problem, you don't descend. But you could be up here and also out of energy, in which case you'll descend back down to the top of the canopy. And so as long as you're in this region here, that little thing from the right side fills in, saying like, hey, you're going to drop. Once you're out of energy, you're going to descend. So that's what that means. In case you're like, what does this mean? That's what it means. Other neat things, So something we played around with the Griffin way back, which was the ability to manually control pitch, and we found that it was actually very hard. So I keep getting ahead of myself. So the original prototype of Griffin had full aim the mouse down, you dive, aim the mouse up, and you climb. And the problem we found was because the Griffin's min and max pitch were so steep, it was very hard to see where you were actually going, especially when you pitched up, you just kind of see sky. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
But with this guy, because it's not using the dive to accelerate, it doesn't have
Oh no.
No. We'll just pretend that's not there. Because it doesn't have a dive and accelerate mechanic like Griffin does. Alina's like, you know what we can do? We can bring that sort of pitch control back, just with a lesser cone. So if you notice, let me get up some more level higher. Get up onto this thing, the jigger.
Oh yeah.
Go up. So if you notice, I can aim up, I can aim down. It's only about 30 degrees, but it's just having a little neat extra degree of control. If you're like, well, I don't want to descend. I just kind of want to get it over there, and sort of precisely. I can land on this thing up here. I want to get up on this thing up there. It's a little minor thing of control, but it's useful when you dash, because when you dash will go in the direction you're aiming. So if you're up, we'll dash upwards, and you can especially see how far over the altitude cap you got there. So if you start from the bottom and you kind of dash up, you get higher than you should be and stay there for a little bit. Anyway, so that's baseline. Well, there's more of it. It's not useful yet. The other thing you can do is you can stick to walls. I'm sticking to a wall. Is this useful? Not until you have a mastery. But if you want to just chill in Lion's Arch and just hang out on the walls and stare at people and judge them, that is the thing you can do.
But when you have the mastery.
Yeah, well, we will get to masteries. So let me find a good cliff. This good cliff. Okay, what? This is where you learn how close our geometry actually is, visible in actual collision geometry. Sometimes it's not perfect. Anyway, the point is, stick to walls. So I think we want to walk through masteries.
Yes, go for it.
So I'm just gonna be talking a lot. I think I do. How convenient. Skyscale mount. There are 3. So the first one, much like Griffin, you can mount this thing in the air. I will demonstrate as such. So if I go over here, and I get off the dragon, and I start fire, and I go, I'm on the dragon in the air. Pretty simple. Second one. So it actually doesn't have anything to do with flight mechanics specifically, but it's quite useful.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, well, fortunately, there's one right here. That's why I parked this here. So Alina, among the many things she worked on, went and added a bunch of these. We call them flight paths internally, but they're these rift repair things, and to almost all the maps in the game. Some maps have several. It was probably a huge pain. So I'm going to cheat help up here because I'm a big cheater.
She is a rock star.
I'm a cheater. And so if you notice this little glowy thing here, what is this glowy thing? And because I have mastery, I can go fly into it, and it goes and glows. And then shoots off a thing. It says, go this way. Let's go this way. And if you'll notice, while I'm going through this, watch my flight juice gauge, the green bar. And every time you get energy, it fills. And the idea is you just kind of follow this path to the eventual end. And while you're doing it, you pick up some volatile magic. Doop-doo. Thinking you'll do them once a day, but you can still do them. You just don't get the volatile magic out of them. Do. This one's very straightforward. Not all of them are. And at the very end, you get a thing. It says, "Da-da!" You get a thing. And if you'll notice, this is also a good demonstration of I am way over my altitude cap right now. So
You are way up there.
Way over. And so once this green bar depletes and I'm out of flight juice, then I'll start descending. Very slow. It's not super fast, but just slowly descends. And so these flight paths are all over the place, and it's just kind of a fun thing to do. You can go get easy volatile magic, end up in places you didn't expect to be.
Yeah, again, that is, you are in Desert Highlands. This is not just in one map. They are all over.
Don't shoot me. Don't do that.
No.
Many things were added. It took a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the second mastery.
Yeah. Rift repair.
Probably get away from things that can shoot me.
Yes.
Not.
It's like something's hurting you. Please be careful.
All right. Last one. Wall launch. This is sort of the most powerful tool.
I love this.
The thing that really opens up this mount. So we've done it by accident a couple times. But I was mentioning, we go over yonder a little faster. So if you find a nice wall, if you notice, I'm slowly burning off my flight juice because I'm going forward. Well, here's a nice wall. I'd like to go up on this wall. I could stick to the wall, but what do I do? What you do is you hold down your jump. And if you notice this, I'm pointing at it like you can see what I'm pointing at.
It's his jump key.
It's jump key, and so the half the energy it burns off a thing of energy of jump juice, we call it, and then refills your flight juice. And when you let go, up you go. Now you have a little more flight.
It's super useful.
It is very strong. And so if you notice now, I'm using this. You can watch the right side of the bar, and I'm getting up over my altitude cap a little bit. What you do is use this thing to sort of traverse along canyons, to get up extra tall cliffs. Gives you a little extra jump. It is very good. If I bring back my super overloaded drawing, so let's go the other direction. So if I have been traveling this way and I'm traveling this way, and now my flight cylinder-ish thing is over here, but I pick a orange, I don't know, and so I jump. I hit a wall and I go, I'm gonna jump, and I jump up here. What happens when you have something that gains flight juice, for example, those the energy things in the flight path before, or jumping off a wall, it'll try to push the cylinder back up as far as it can. So it won't go past its original height. It'll never go past here, but it can sort of restore the height a little bit. What that means is, if you're traveling a long distance, but you have a lot of canyon wall to work with, like this example, I can just kind of keep going along this wall as long as I've got energy. But I can't go over my original height. So eventually, the brown bar kicks back and says, no, you can't go higher than this. But you still go pretty high. It's very good.
You have a good view too, by the way.
It's very strong. Yes, it's a lovely waterfall. So we can try just show generally how this thing's used. If you can I get up to the top of that cliff from the bottom? The answer is yes. I did it yesterday. Waterfalls. This is very loud. So let's start. So the way to use this thing, it's a lot kind of like how you use a Springer. You're looking for little outcroppings, little things you can stand on. Because whenever you stand, it resets the baseline for your flight altitude thingamajigger.
Thingamajigger.
Words hard.
Thinger is good. Thinger works.
Let's see if I can. And the other thing is you have the cheat button, which is your skill 7. If you notice also, when I'm gripping to the wall, this bar does not refill. Everything's paused while you're holding onto the wall. And the flight thing is paused, everything's paused. So I think I messed up and didn't find the outcropping I was looking for, so I'm going to cheat, push to 7. If you notice, it gives you some flight juice back, gives you all your energy back. Let's keep going. Follow your nose. Can I get there? Yes, I can. Haha, success. All right. And now it's easy. I think I got the hardest part. If you notice, I probably should have waited for my energy to regen, but it's okay.
You got this.
I can probably make that. No, I cannot make that. Mistakes are made. So another interesting thing to point out, while I am sticking on the wall here, your skill 7 also does not recharge. So we discovered that was a wonderful exploit. Where you can just park on the wall and then wait for skill 7 to come back and then push it again, and then you just kind of keep going up forever. So everything just sort of pauses while you're sticking to the wall. Anyway, pretend I made it up there. I can just use this. We will pretend.
The thing that you were deliberately demonstrating here is that it takes some getting used to.
It's the main thing of skill with this. The main sort of hard thing to do with this is judge how high you can go with the amount of energy you have. What things can you get on? What things can you not make it to? When do you need to burn your bond of vigor, etc. It's also, if you know, it's kind of slow, like relative to Springer, which is another point I want to bring up.
Yes, please.
Which is sort of the, well, okay, this thing seems really good. Why would I use a Springer? Why would I use a Griffin? Well, Griffin's faster, so that's easy. All right, let's cheat back to the bottom. To the bottom, very fast. No Hydras. Hydras, no. So if I get on Springer, as part of this update, the Springer's charge speed is much faster. So, for example, if I just want to get up on this little thing here and not mess up my distance. There we go.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Good job, me. You notice that is a lot faster than it is on live, and that is as a way to sort of keep this thing competitive and still viable in the post-Skyscale world. It charges a lot faster. And so if you are running into like short hills, short little, just small things to jump on, just use Springer. Works. If you have, if you need to like go up and forwards further, if you need to go up a really high cliff, or you're just worried you're going to miss, which can happen, Skyscale is much better because you can just park. Like, I'll just kind of chill here, and it's like, oh no, I misjudged. I guess I'll like maneuver around a little. So they're both still quite useful. And Griffin's Griffin. It's always going to be fast. You have the need for speed. Another thing we haven't talked about, I think that's covers most of the movement.
Covers most of the movement. Are you planning on talking about the engage skill? Because you should if you weren't.
That was
okay.
Next, yes.
Cool.
So the engage skill is also, I'll have many behind the scenes things to talk about on the next thing because it is surprisingly complicated. So the way this thing works, I'll just show it, is you go whoop, and it goes and breathe fire.
It makes exactly that sound. Wait, no. So there was a while when it didn't have sound, in which case I would always make, I always go whenever it would do it. That was interesting. Another view of the dragon. Let's get a better view of the actual dragon. And so people notice unlike all the other mounts, you are jumping off the dragon before it delivers the attack, which is partially lies because the dragon's not actually a real character, but we can get into that next time. That's how all the mounts work. So it's basically the dragon animation sort of goes forward, and then a missile shoots from up there and lands at the ground and attack anyway. Point is, breeze fire, you get to see this cool like cinematic type like dragon-y thing, and then as it's breathing fire, you can run up and like beat people up with your sword and stuff. Anyway, that's the engage skill. Yeah.
It's it burns things as skills do.
You gotta have a skill on a dragon that burns things.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wouldn't be right to have a dragon that didn't breathe fire. Like, I feel like that's sort of a requisite part of the dragon fantasies. Fire.
There's a question from several people in chat that I actually don't know the answer to. Does this count as any kind of combo field?
Yes, it's fire field.
It's fire field. All right, there you go, guys.
I will see if it's hooked up. There it is.
Perfect.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
I was actually that change went in 2 days ago. Something I've been meaning to do and forgot. It's like, oh no, oh no.
Nice.
Those things happen, and you have a lot of other stuff to deal with.
Yes, you guys are busy.
So that's
all right.
That's dragon.
That is our Skyscale for now, and there will be lots more after. Oh, use it while flying. That was here. I can.
Okay.
I can do that real quick.
That's actually what we're talking about too. So, like the Griffin, if you push skill 1 and you're too high, you'll just kind of descend. Probably shouldn't use that as your actual descend, much like Griffin. If you get too close, you'll just engage. But you could, if you wanted.
It is. It gets you close enough to the ground. It's like, all right, we're close enough. Now we can engage. Sorry, see, I do it without thinking.
That's okay.
So like I'm Griffin. Also getting a just to show off the difference in wingspan thing we were talking about earlier. Thing.
Oh, I'll land, and then you can see us side by side. The dragon has
yeah,
these,
it's also true. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference.
these vast appendages.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
But Griffin's is meant to go fast, right? It's got a smaller.
Look at how majestic. It's like small, medium, and large here.
It's also true. Yeah. So this thing like on Griffin, you can push skill 1, and that will dive you into the ground and explode.
Yeah.
I killed a crab. Apparently, I'm sorry. And so this thing kind of same way. Hold skill 1 to go down until you get close enough.
Ow.
It goes.
I think there's a little bit of a difference in where it appears too, but the attack radius between the dragon and the griffin. The dragon is designed to, since you kind of jump off of it and then he breathes fire, it's designed to kind of, the attack radius is designed to kind of appear in front of you.
Yeah, so like if you're running forward, shoot this thing and it'll appear more or less around me as you kind of move. Like it takes a little getting used to like where is the attack land, and it's okay. Well, the enemy's here. I should launch it from back here because that's where it landed. It's not that. It's fine. What else? It's got some minor stuff, like the thing we were talking about wings clip into the ground. So if you get close enough to the ground, it'll just kind of auto descend. It's not real useful. But it won't do that over water because I found that was very frustrating.
Oh, really?
Let's auto descend into water, and it's like,
Nope.
would drown. It's very unfortunate. Turns out dragons cannot swim.
What?
I know.
Madness.
I know. You think they'd be good at it, but I guess they're too heavy or something, which doesn't make sense. But point is, dragon stuff. I'm sure I forgot something, but that's
you know
why we
what?
have a second live stream.
That's right. We will
Cover all the
have,
things we meant to talk about.
and later this month they will all see it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Soon.
All right.
Patience.
That was your Skyscale preview. Joel, Kate, thank you so much for helping us give a little preview. So all of you have a little head start on how your Skyscale mount will work. So thank you all for spending some time with us, and we will see you again soon, and we will see you all in game. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.